set up here. Okay. Hello, Carrie. Thank you. So I'm ModifiedRabbit, and it's been a while since I've been on my YouTube, and and I it's mostly because I am not great with editing. So I decided to do these makeup lives. Hi, Mandy, and I thought it'd be really fun, for YouTube stuff to do live palette swatches and reviews over edited stuff, so that you can see how it works and everything. So what I plan to do is to first, I'll be swatching the palette, and I'll be doing my, doing a look. I plan to do one with primer and one without primer. And Carrie. And then I plan to do like a basic overall review of the palette. So I want to do these hopefully maybe like once a week or once every 2 weeks or something would be really awesome, because I have a whole bunch of palettes. I know it will for a long while until I can monetize on my YouTube. I probably won't be doing palettes that come out right away, type thing, because I can't afford to do that. But I can at least do this for other different palettes and whatnot. Maybe do this eventually, this Naked Drop Vault and stuff like that. But anyway, before I get started, one thing to keep in mind is that I am not a certified professional makeup artist, whatever. So, but I have been doing makeup and whatnot for a very, very long time. And those of you that have watched me on my Facebook and stuff know that I do some pretty decent makeup looks. So I'm not completely, new to makeup or anything like that. So, but anything I do say about the palettes and my recommendations on it and stuff are just my personal opinions. So don't take the what I say to be some professional end all be all on what this palette is like and what it needs to be used for and all that stuff. So anyway, so tonight we're doing the Glisten Up 10G palette from Morphe. It's shiny. You're probably going to see me look off in this direction. I have my comments and stuff over here, so I'm going to be trying to pay attention to the camera to look at you guys directly, but I do tend to get distracted by looking over to make sure I catch your comments and everything like that. So be sure, if you want to, ask plenty of questions and whatnot. I'd be more than happy to answer throughout. Again, though, I do intend on doing a pretty thorough review of any palettes that I do a live for. So also, if you enjoy the live or end up enjoying it or anything like that, want to catch any others, go ahead and do the subscribe. And I'm hoping to get my 1K subs that's needed to do the monetization eventually. So that's my big goal right now. So anyway, we've got the palette. It's very pretty. We've definitely got, some glitters and stuff in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with swatching. And I'm probably going to turn this light down just a little bit. I know it's going to show a lot of my pores and stuff. I do not have a whole bunch of makeup on, which is for you guys. I figured if I don't put makeup on and I just do the eyes and stuff, you get to see everything raw, like I figured it would be kind of fun. That's something that I don't see a lot in the beauty community with, YouTube stuff and everything is, people letting you see their mistakes and their wrinkles and their, you're not, I don't have all the amazing lighting and everything like that. And I'm not, doing any filter or editing or anything like that. So it's just all me. And so you get to see everything. If there's a whole bunch of fraud in a product, you're going to get to see it. I'm going to mention it regardless, even if it's a product I absolutely love. I intend on doing very honest and good and bad on everything that I review. So Anywho, I guess we can get started. We're going to go ahead and swatch these top shades up here. We've got Keep It Kind, Blaze a Trail, Shine Hope, Inspire Change, and Accept Everyone. So we've got a pink, an orange, a yellow, a blue, and a purple. I'm kind of bummed when I got the, you know, like when I looked at it, I'm the one thing I was bummed about was there was no actual red, that it was pink. I'm more fond of reds, obviously, but like, anyway, so we're gonna swatch that one first. They're really creamy feeling because they are foils. So we got this Keep It Kind, and these are very, very soft shades, you guys. So that's why I turned the light down so you can kind of see it a little bit better, because they don't show up as well on pale skin. So let me see if I can maybe adjust this ring light down a little bit. I know it's going to show my pores and everything really bad, but so we've got that. It's a really pretty color. I like it. These are really soft colors in general, though. So we've got Blaze a Trail. Very nice. But yeah, these are very soft colors. It takes a little bit to get a good, you know, solid, super solid shade because of them being so soft. I, you know, do believe that these are meant to be toppers. Again, don't quote me on that, but from my experience with these, they seem like toppers. So we've got the Shine Hope, and we're going to do Inspire Change. They are very smooth feeling, though. They feel very nice. We got Inspire Change. And then Accept Everyone. Very nice. So those are the top shades. Again, they're really nice. I assume they're going to work really well on my eyes, but they're very pretty. They're definitely like a foil shade. They're not, you know, shimmery sparkle stuff. And for those that, for me anyway, again, like I'm not a professional makeup artist, so but for me, foils, the difference between a foil and a shimmer, the foils are very solid, kind of more metallic-y looking than they are glitter. You know, like shimmery stuff is more glitter to me. I've got my makeup wipes right here, so so yeah, that's these seem like foils, and they very much seem like toppers to me because they are very, even though they're very soft colors in general, they are very very soft anyways. Like even if it seems like even the purple is very soft, it seems very much like a topper, but we're going to use them anyways just as regular eyeshadow here in a little bit after we swatch these glitter shades, just to see, you know, how they look. Well, we won't use all of them, we'll use some of them. I'll try and use a lighter one and a darker one just to see kind of the difference on my eyes. Anyway, we've got these glitter shades down here. We've got Love Yourself, Be a Visionary, Live Your Life, Dream Big, and RESPECT. So we're going to go ahead and swatch Love Yourself. Now, these are very creamy glitters. I really, really enjoy Morphe's glitters so far from what I've experienced. Be a Visionary. This one is a little streaky. I don't like this one so much. I'm not fond of the Love Yourself like shade. I'm not as fond of pinks, but yeah, this purple is very streaky. I'm not, yeah, and it looks different. The palette itself, it looks more blue, and as you can see, that does not look blue. Like it doesn't, it looks like a nice blur bowl, you know, like a bluish purple in the pan, but it is very much a very soft purple. When you get it in there, it does have some bluish reflex and some green in there, but it's very patchy for the glitter, especially as compared to that first one and the others anyways. Here is Live Your Life. This one I really love. It is a nice green shade. Look at that. That is beautiful. These last three shades are actually really, really gorgeous. So, and yes, I have swatched these before. Sorry. I get too excited when I get a palette, and I have swatched them before. This one is very, very nice. This one is this Live Your Life green shade. It is a little bit more chunky than the other shades, like the other glitter shades, but it's still absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so we've got Dream Big. Oof. Yes, that is beautiful. I absolutely adore this one. These two shades, the green one and the silver, is just beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous. Okay, and we got this last one, which is our RESPECT. And this one is, it's a very, I don't know really how to explain this one. It is a just myriad of colors in the glitter. Like it's got like blues, pinks. I believe there's like a yellow in there. There's silver. It's just like a big dump of color, but it comes out really, really nifty. It looks way cooler on camera than it does in person, honestly. All of these actually kind of do, but I believe, you know, it looks okay in person. Again, it's definitely a super colorful thing. I'd say this last shade of glitter is more of a what would you call it, like a festival glitter shade. It's definitely a big dump of color. Like I said, these two are my favorite. The green and the silver. Those are absolutely gorgeous. I use those in regular looks for sure. The pink is pretty in general. It is just the slightest bit streaky, but it's still a very pretty solid color. And this purple is just no for me. It's super streaky. It's not like the shade in the pan. Like it doesn't look like it, and it's a no for me on that one. So, all right. So let me get this wiped off. I don't know if any of you have any questions so far, but let me get this wiped off, and I'll go ahead and we'll start on the actual eye swatches, I guess. If you we're gonna do a makeup look, and it's gonna be random. I'm just kind of winging it. I do not have any look that I have planned out or anything for this, so we're just winging it for the lives because I want it to be as, you know, authentic, I guess, as possible, so that, you know, you can get an actual read on the palette, which is what I like. And one of the reasons why I, you know, wanted to do these lives, other than I don't like editing videos, but one of the reasons why I want to do that is just because, like, when I look up palettes, I like to see someone actually do a live swatch, and maybe do an actual look with it. But, you know, I like to see an actual possibly paid for whatever. I paid for all these palettes that I have pretty much, or I won them from contests or whatever, not by the company, but, you know, in makeup groups that I'm in or whatever. So, you know, I'm giving an honest, you know, review of the palette. Okay, so I'm thinking of doing maybe the pink and the purple for this, because, you know, those will look nice together. And then maybe do like I might actually try and do, you know, put some of the glitter up on my cheek and see if, you know, how that looks. But all right, so we will start with this Keep It Kind, which is the pink. Now, again, this is really creamy. It is really easy to accidentally dig into the color, into the shade, because it's super creamy. So you can accidentally dig into it too much trying to get that solid color out like you would a normal shadow. We're going to pull this forward a little bit here so I can... we've got, again, this eye right here has primer and this eye does not. So we're going to see how it acts with and without primer. Okay, so again, I definitely think that these are toppers, but, you know, part of me wants to put down like a base coat of something and see how they look as a topper, but I'm pretty certain that they are toppers. I don't want to use any other makeup other than what I'm swatching and reviewing, pretty much. So I won't do that, but I'm fairly certain these are toppers. So okay, so it's very sheer. Now we're gonna do the side with without the primer. Okay, so with primer is definitely a good idea for these. Unless you want an insanely soft look, which you could go with like a more natural, super soft look with these. I don't know if you guys can even see these that well, because we're going to turn this light off right here. They are so soft and shade, and I am so pale. So we're going to do that, and then we'll turn this one up just a little. All right. But the side, you can kind of see it on this side. It's very soft, but this side it's a lot less noticeable. If you're wanting to do a more, I guess, natural soft look, you know, just tossing on some BB cream or something, and you know, you're just doing basic little lip gloss or anything, you just want a little tiny, barely noticeable pop of color on your lids. This would definitely be a palette for you. It's not to where a barely noticeable pop of color on your lids is in streaky or anything. It's just literally like, it's that soft of a shade, and it's still beautiful. Like even without the primer and stuff, it's smooth. And yeah, it's very nice. With primer though, you definitely, if you've got eyes like mine, I've got the hooded or whatever, you definitely want to make sure, because of how creamy this is, it's going to want to collect in any of the crease area. So you're going to want to make sure you spread that out real good. So, all right, we're going in with this Accept Everyone shade. We're going to do the side first. Now this is a little bit darker, so that's nice. You could probably use this as a regular, you know, color. Again, like, it's not going to be like, bam, you know, out there like a matte or anything like that, or a typical foil. Typical foils are definitely like, I'm here, you know. This definitely is not that. It's a topper foil, and it's very pretty. Like, these are very smooth. So you can definitely see that one a little better. And that's with the primer. And we're going to do with the one without the primer. Oh, I definitely need more on my brush for that. It's so squishy. Like when you when you go to get it out of the pan like, it just squishes down. Okay, again, it gives a much softer look. Definitely, I'm kind of going with it and doing a little bit of a different shape with my shadow over here. Just because with softer looks, I definitely do a more rounded shape on the end. And with not so soft, we'll try and do it over here too, so they kind of match, but I kind of tend to do a sharper edge with the not as soft shades. So definitely, again, you know, definitely super soft. Something this palette definitely seems like a palette that I would have loved as a teenager. Like, I mean, I still love it, but like definitely something that you can just quickly pop on for school and go, and it's cute and all that stuff. So it works really well though on my eyes. So it's really pretty. I like it. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna see about, I'm just gonna, just the glitter, just because. And we might pop on some of the pink glitter on my lid. So we've got very pretty. It definitely seems like a festival palette. Let's see. We're gonna grab some of this. We're gonna see how the glitter works with a brush. Grab some of it with that. You might have to stick to. We'll see. Yeah, you might have to stick to not using a brush with the glitter, because that does, I mean, it barely grabs it. So we're going to try it with, I don't need that brush. We're going to try it with my finger and see how that does a little bit better. Yeah, much better. Okay, so the glitters do much better if you just use your finger. I wouldn't bother with any brush or anything like that. I do have little paddles, which I probably should have gotten out to see if, you know, those work really well. But honestly, we're gonna match this other side with this silver because I want it to be symmetrical. And this stuff sticks super well, this glitter does, so you don't have to really worry about it falling off as far as I'm seeing. Put these off to the side. Okay, so it's so hard to see these, like. There we go. We do have a little bit with the lighting. All right. All right, cool. Okay, so we've got the primer on this side and then no primer on this side. They look pretty good. They definitely is a little bit of a difference with and without the primer. So that definitely, depending on what kind of look you're going for, kind of depends on if you're going to want to use the primer or not. If you're wanting to just use, do just a little bit of pop of color where it's barely noticeable and it's just soft and kind of more natural looking, I suppose, you know, I definitely go without primer. If you want the colors to try and pop a little bit better, I'd go with some primer. Depending on your primer, I'm sure that, pardon me, I'm sure that some primers will probably work a little better than others. For me, I was using the Concrete Minerals Electric Eye Primer. It's really, really good for foils and stuff. So I was like, I'm going to use that primer today. So anywho, that is the Glsen Up palette. This is, you know, a little bit of a look done with it. And my overall thoughts on it, it's a really good palette. Again, it is a topper palette. I can't say that it's not, like, there's no way that it's not a topper palette. It is a topper palette. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that, you know, I was expecting when I got it for it to be like, bam, you know, like bright color, you know, like it's super pigmented and whatever, because, you know, that's just what I was hoping for, honestly, when I got it. I'm not super disappointed that it's a topper palette. It's, you know, it's still really good. I still love it. I probably won't use some of this colors and stuff. I'm not a topper type person. I like the out there looks, you know, but I know that there are plenty of people that are, you know, they do like toppers. And there's plenty of people that love super duper soft looks. Honestly, I think, you know, these shades would pop a lot more on someone with a darker skin tone. You know, if you're tan or even darker than that, I think that this palette will show up really well for you. So I think, you know, you can do that whole, it'll look a lot more pigmented on you than it would me. So, so I think, you know, it kind of depends on what you like and everything. But all in all, even if you don't like toppers, the glitters on these, if you like glitter, they're really, really nice. So, I mean, it was $18 when I got it. So it was definitely, I think, worth it. It's really good quality. I like the foils up top. They're very smooth. They're creamy. They, you know, it doesn't take multiple dips in to get it to actually be solid and not streaky, which is a problem. You know, I hate that when that happens with palettes. You know, I am impatient, and I know plenty of people are. I'm impatient, and when I swatch something or, you know, put it on my eyes or anything, I want it to kind of go on there the first go. You know, I don't want to have to keep dipping in multiple times in order to get it to show up properly, like non-streaky. Now this, again, if you want it more solid, you're probably going to have to dip it more, just because it is a topper. But eventually you're going to realize that there's only so much that it's going to show up regardless of how many times you go into it. So it's not really, you know, but it's not streaky. So you don't have to dip into it more than once to get an actual solid shade onto your lid. It's just, since it's a topper, it's just not going to just be super pigmented, you know. As for the glitters, again, they're absolutely gorgeous. The only one that I have an issue with is this purple. It is super streaky. I don't like it. It's, you know, it doesn't match what it looks like in the pan very well. And it's just, I'm just not fond of it. I think the purple is the downfall. See, it even looks blue on the camera. Like, I think the purple is the downfall of this palette. That's kind of like the bad side. The pink is just slightly streaky. Other than that, these three colors are absolutely gorgeous. They're super solid. It's a pretty color, you know, but again, just slightly streaky. So other than that, I mean, it's not a perfect palette, but it's close, you know, like as far as performance goes, you know, like it's pretty close. So it's a really good palette. It's definitely better than some of the other palettes I have where, you know, you're, again, it's not solid color that you're getting when you swatch them and stuff. But anyway, that's a review for that. So that's the Glisten Up palette from Morphe. And yeah, I figured I'd pick, you know, a small palette to start out with these lives and see how they go. Let me know if there's any particular like comment or whatever, if there's any particular palette that you would really like me to do an actual live review of. And because again, I do the swatches, I'll do a look, you know, on my eyes with and without primer, and I'll do my general take, you know, review on the palette itself. And yeah, so just comment kind of what palette you would like me to review, and I'll see if I have it already. If I don't, I'll look into maybe getting it if it's something, looks like something that I really, really would like. But until I get those 1,000 subs and I'm able to monetize on the lives and stuff like that, I won't be able to just buy palettes willy-nilly, you know, like just because. But I do have a lot of different palettes that, you know, I can do until then. And so maybe I'll have it if, you know, if it's a palette that you want to see. I have some Carity palettes. I will have like a couple Morphe palettes, you know, here shortly. I've got that one, and I will have, I think, 2-3 other Morphe palettes. I've got one Sigma palette. I've got a whole bunch of BH Cosmetics palettes. I don't like them as a company, but like just practice wise as a company, but their stuff is affordable and some of it's pretty decent. So I do have a lot of their palettes from before I disliked them as a company. So since they're not, I don't dislike them because of problematic things. I will go ahead and review those palettes. Probably the only stuff I'm probably not going to be up for reviewing is Jeffree Star stuff. I don't really want to support him. Sorry if you like his stuff, but I just really don't really want to advertise his things with all that's going on and whatnot. So, but other than that, I do have a lot of different palettes. Again, I've got this, you know, this Urban Decay drop vault that I could do. I've got, there's another small little Urban Decay palette that I have. I've got a Sugar Pill palette back here, along with a small Pat McGrath palette. It's not, you know, one of the motherships. It's small. So, but yeah, I've got plenty of palettes. So go ahead and comment a palette you might want to see a nice little review on and stuff. Especially, you know, again, like I have a hard time sometimes finding proper swatches. I hate the swatches where they already have them on their arm and they just show them on camera. I'm like, how many times did you put that color on there to get it that solid? You know, like, I don't know, because you didn't show me, you know. But I realized that it does take time. In the video, it does take a lot of time to do swatches, do a look, and then do a, you know, proper review of a palette and stuff like that, which is why I think the lives are a good idea for that, because then you can get an unfiltered, full, you know, view of a palette. Now, I think the only issue with mine is, again, the lighting, and my skin is super pale, so anything that comes with, you know, very soft colors, we're going to have a little bit of a hard time, but I'm going to do my best like I did with this palette. But when it comes to darker shades and everything, we'll be fine, because, you know, my camera will catch that just fine and everything. So, I enjoyed doing this. I thought you know, I was really nervous to get on the live, but it was fun. I didn't expect a huge turnout because I am really horrible at social networking and, you know, tossing my YouTube out there and stuff when I really need to. But I'm going to be doing my best, because I would really love to get up to the 100K, or not 100K, the 1K subs. 100K would be like, that's impossible for me. Like that's my brain is like, nope, that's never going to happen. But I would love to get up to the 1K subs at least one day. That's definitely a big goal for me. So, I hope you guys like this live. I'm hoping to maybe do, again, do this weekly or bi-weekly. I will schedule them, though, when I decide to do them. So if you are subscribed, I mean, if you like the, you know, the way I plan to do these, go ahead and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, if you hit the little notification bell and you do the select all or whatever, you can actually get a notification when I set up the schedule for those, so that you can set a reminder for yourself on that, so that, you know, you get a notification when the live happens, and like right before it goes live, you know, it'll give you a notification to tell you, hey, this is going to happen in like an hour or something like that. So, but I definitely appreciate it. So anyway, that is it for this. I really don't have much else to say. I really hope that anybody that watches this later, I'm pretty sure that the lives stay up as long as I allow it to, which I will. If not, I'm going to be very sad. But I hope that anybody that does watch this later enjoys it, and that, you know, yeah, that you subscribe. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and go, because a lot of you know that I am not good at goodbyes. So I'm just going to